WTIM.
Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, as well as Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Your Pana Save a Lot, and more. The Oconee Chop Shop, Nokomis Dairy Queen, and Pana Bowl. I'm Grayson Bauman, your host, and joining us in this segment by phone today, we've got Kirby Kasner. Kirby is the Economic Development Director for the City of Pana. Kirby, good morning to you. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Weather-wise, perfect, and just making our way in through Tuesday here today. But thank you for joining us to talk a little bit about the City of Pana and what is going on. And we want to start with the water main and sewer main replacements. Talked a little bit about it last month. Just looking to see what the update is as of right now on both of those two things.
Yeah, so for the water main project, just as a reminder to anybody who listened last time, that is the transmission main replacement, which runs all along 6th Street from Water Plant Road to Pine Street in town and services the entire Pana community with treated water. It is the only source of treated water to our community, so it's a very important piece of infrastructure that we have in our community. Anytime that there is a failure to that water main, it is a catastrophic failure. It takes a lot of work, a lot of manpower to get that back up and running. So we are very excited to be able to get the grant funding in place that we need to have that water main replaced. So in addition to that water main project that we also have a water main replacement project that will happen on West 7th and Grant Street. And we kind of lump those two water main replacement projects together because some of the funding that we have in place for those are for both projects. And both of those projects, as of last night at the council meeting, are now going to be open up for bid for the construction of those projects. So a lot of big things coming, a lot of important infrastructure work that's getting ready to happen in Pana. In addition to those water main projects that are occurring, we are also having a huge wastewater treatment facility project going on right now. We are getting an entire new wastewater plant constructed right now. That's a huge undertaking for the city, both logistically and financially. It's a requirement though that we have to meet. So kind of had to take that project on, but it's very exciting for the community as well. So infrastructure is a very, very big piece of what we have going on with the city right now. A lot of moving parts, a lot of coordination with local superintendents of those departments, engineering firms that help us with cost estimates and plans, and then a lot of coordination with different grant agencies, both on the state and federal level. But we're all making it work and, kind of making the best of these situations because we understand that a lot of the infrastructure pieces that we have currently, they're old, they're antiquated, they need to be replaced. And so we're doing everything we can to work together to, provide a better infrastructure system to the Pana community.
To me, those are kind of those unsung heroes of projects that don't really get the recognition that they deserve. But yeah, I mean, you want that water pressure to be the way that it should be. You don't want your sewer backing up. I mean, all these things are required and needed. But that was the first I've heard of the new wastewater facility down in Pana. What can you tell me about that wastewater facility as somebody who's just now hearing about it?
Well, I don't want to speak too much on behalf of that because I try and, I don't obviously have too much experience with the wastewater treatment plant. But basically what it consists of is our wastewater treatment facility, I believe, dates back to the late 40s. There was a very big renovation to the system, I believe, back in the 70s or 80s. But still, the system itself, it was always in compliance with state standards and regulations before in regards to like levels of phosphorus and things of that nature that all of them have to be tested for. But since then, the state has changed their requirements and their regulations of different types of, things that you have to test for. And now, since those requirements have changed, and I mean, they've drastically changed too, just because we were in compliance consistently before doesn't mean that we will be in compliance moving forward. So when the state changes those requirements, it's a mandate that we have to abide by. And unfortunately, we had to completely overhaul our entire wastewater system. So I know that, our wastewater superintendent, along with our water superintendent and, our operations committee chairman and our city engineer, they've done their research over the years and they're traveling to surrounding communities and kind of understanding what kind of facility they have. And that gave us a good idea of what would both serve what Pana currently has a max capacity of, but also anticipating any additional growth, whether that be residential, commercial, or industrial. We want to make sure that the investment that we're putting in now will service us for years to come.
And if it serviced you from the 40s with a renovation maybe in the 70s or 80s, maybe we can get as much time as the previous building as we'd like to with the new building. But thank you for filling me in on the new wastewater facility. Just again, the first time I had heard from that. And so interesting to know a little bit more about that. If you would, could we talk back about the water main and sewer main replacements? They're out for bid now. How long of a timetable are we looking at now? Are we thinking projects will start maybe as early as spring of 2026? Is that kind of the hope, or what's the timeline as of right now?
Yeah, I would have to refer back to all of my grant documentation to see kind of what the project dates are on that. This has been going on for a while, and it's just water mains. It doesn't include the sewer mains for those two specific projects. But for these water mains, we will put it out for bid. I'd have to reference back and see what the dates are on it. But I would say that in the spring is kind of a date that we are shooting for to start both of those projects.
Okay, so spring of 2026, you might see some additional work going on with those water mains, and that'll be exciting to hear. So for you guys, a lot on the infrastructure side, but that's not all. You did want to tell us a little bit about the 9th Street resurfacing and some of the other resurfacing projects that are going on. What can you tell us about those?
Yeah, so for 9th Street, that's a really big accomplishment for the city of Pana and Pana Community Hospital. 9th Street is about a 4-block stretch between Route 51 and Chestnut Street here in Pana. Anybody who has gone to Pana Hospital at all for any reason in the last several years has noticed that the condition of the road is not great. Then you combine that with looking over to the south and seeing, our beautiful hospital with its, recent renovations, and the road doesn't quite match what you're driving to, which is unfortunate. Also doesn't create a very pleasurable experience traveling either to or from the hospital, whether it be private transportation or in an ambulance. It was just starting to serve as a not a very good situation for the hospital or for those who utilize the hospital. So Pana Community Hospital Foundation fundraised, and they had that entire 4-block stretch resurfaced, and it's almost unrecognizable now, if that has any indication as to how bad the road was before. But it's just completely smooth now, all level. The company who did the resurfacing of that road worked with our local infrastructure superintendents, and we made sure that all of the underground utilities were in place first, and any storm drains or anything of that nature were addressed before we did the resurfacing project. But it is very nice. It's very nice for the Pana community and anybody who utilizes Pana Community Hospital.
To have a brand new looking hospital with some recent renovations, as Pana Community Hospital has done, but kind of a dilapidated road out front or taking you to it, I can see that kind of being not where you'd like it to be. I guess a quick question for you. You'd said that the Pana Community Hospital Foundation fundraised for it. They funded this completely then? They
did, yes. I mean, the city, did their portion for any of the, the underground infrastructure pieces that needed to be done prior to that. But yes, the city of Pana did attempt to get some grant funding for that project. Wasn't successful in that effort. Also just don't really have that amount of money laying around for a complete street rebuild like that. Pana Community Hospital Foundation, from my understanding, serves as kind of gap funding or fundraising efforts for different projects that Pana Community Hospital needs to undertake. I think they were pretty heavily involved and responsible for the new MRI machine and things of that nature. And so they really stepped up to the plate for the 9th Street resurfacing project. And now we have a great access road to our hospital.
That is great news to hear. And as far as I have heard as well on the Pana Community Hospital side, everything that you had mentioned is the case, especially with the foundation itself. Well, Kirby, let's go ahead and take ourselves our first break of the show. We talked a little bit about the water main replacements, 9th Street resurfacing. We'll come back and touch on upcoming events like the Pana Tri-County Fair, the Labor Day Parade, and more when we return with Kirby Kasner, City of Pana Economic Development Director here on WTIM, your Pana Morning Show.
WTIM. This is Angela Quinn with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one consumer banker who knows them and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your consumer banker is your single source of life's financial needs, from checking to consumer loans, from retirement accounts to mortgage loans, and everything in between. Call me at AAA-PBT 1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time living your life, not explaining it. People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, Brian at Bob Ridings in Pana here to tell you about our August clearance event where we're making room for all of our winter models due here in September. We have used Jeep, Nissan, Ford vehicles under $20,000. We have new Chrysler Voyagers under $40,000. We have new Jeep Compasses under $30,000. We have new trucks with 3/4 tons under $50,000 and half tons in the very, very low 40s. All the way up to the top trim. We have something for everyone. We have the biggest inventory we've had in years. You can find us online at bobridingspana.com.
Hey DQ fans, get big summer flavor in every bite of the new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat Menu, featuring new mixing bowl mashup made with brownie batter, chocolate chip cookie dough pieces, and world famous DQ soft serve. Not to mention the new dip, strawberry cheesecake blizzard treat, and more. Make this summer sweeter than ever with the new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat Menu for a limited time only right now at DQ. Happy tastes good at participating locations, 100 South Oak in Nokomis and 333 West 2nd Street in Pana.
Summer's heating up, and so is your grill. Stop by Oconee Chop Shop, your local USDA butcher shop right off Highway 51 in Oconee, Illinois. We've got premium cuts of beef, pork, and chicken, plus barbecue sauces, cheeses, eggs, sodas, and more. Need custom meat processing? Bring in your own animal, and we'll handle it start to finish. We also do custom deer processing October through January. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 1. Find us on Facebook or at OconeeChopShop.com.
Looking for food, fun, and bowling? Head to Pana Bowl. We've got open bowling every Friday and Saturday night, perfect for family fun or a night out with friends. Don't miss our Tuesday and Wednesday special, unlimited bowling from 5 to 10 p.m. for just $9. Feeling hungry? Our kitchen's cooking up favorites Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit PanaBowl.net or like us on Facebook for the latest deals and events. Pana Bowl, where the good times roll.
Jason Wright here, owner of J&J Fencing based in Greenville, taking this time to ask for your ag fencing business. I have a young and energetic 3-man crew with a combined 16 years of experience. My foreman is Justin Radford from Pana. I come from a family of business owners and know what it takes to deliver a quality product. I work with the best customers daily, farmers. They are honest, have integrity, and know what they want. I'd appreciate your business. J&J Fencing, Greenville, Illinois. Find us on Facebook.
WTIM.
And we're back with the WTIM Pana Morning Show, brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with your Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Ridings Pana, the Nokomis Dairy Queen, Pana Bowl, and the Oconee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is Kirby Kasner, Economic Development Director for the City of Pana. We talked water main replacements and 9th Street resurfacing. Now we want to touch on downtown goals and projects. Kirby, where can we pick up there as where we left off from about a month ago in terms of the downtown and what we're looking to do?
Well, in the last month, the most exciting project that I feel that we've done downtown that I think has been catching a lot of attention and causing a lot of discussions. Anybody who is familiar with downtown Pana, I'm going to reference the Bohannon and the Indris building. So those have always been kind of two separate retail concepts on the main level, but what a lot of people don't understand is that is technically one building. So anybody who had seen it before the last couple of months, noticed that, on the Indris side of the building, it was, typically a green building covered up with metal siding. And then on the south side. On the Bohannon side, it had white siding that went all the way up the top. What people didn't realize until we were able to accomplish this project was that actually the original facade of the building, which, mind you, this building dates back to the 1880s, it actually had a molded cast iron column and glass facade. There's, it's not a brick building or anything of that nature. We were always under the understanding that they put up this metal siding because there might have been some issues with the brick. Well, it's not even a brick building to begin with. It's a beautiful, ornate, and unique cast iron column and glass building. So we have all of that uncovered. On one side of the building, the glass is still intact. They're 12-foot double hung original windows. They're just beautiful. But on the south side of the building, the windows have been taken out, but the framing is still there for us to rebuild the windows if that's the route that we go. But I mean, we just uncovered just an amazing piece. A building that I wasn't even crazy about the city of Pana acquiring has turned into probably one of the neatest buildings that we have. So that has been a very exciting project. If anybody has not been to downtown Pana or noticed, I don't know how you wouldn't be able to, I highly suggest that you check it out and just kind of see what your thoughts are. If you have any kind of ideas for concepts there, it's just a very exciting project for us.
Well, it sounds a whole lot more beautiful than a green and white metal sheet siding of a building. To have that just ornate feel, that is perfect for your downtown, to bring it back to, I would say it's almost original glory. So I really hope you go the route of replacing those windows and keeping it the way that it is now. That would be my preferred route, but that's on you guys down there.
It will not be covered up again.
What a shame. Why? I don't know. People do it still today. So I guess I should stop talking there. But yeah, what a shame to cover up such a beautiful piece of history and just a beautiful building.
And that's the main thing that everybody said, from kids to, the elderly population in our community, is why? Why would you have done that? But it happens a lot.
It happens probably too much. But now that we have taken it down, we've come to find that we've got a hidden gem. And so that will make that downtown revitalization, I would think, that much easier with such a beautiful building. That's a look at downtown. And we appreciate that update. But coming up, we've got the Labor Day Parade and the Pana Tri-County Fair, some of which will start to make its way towards said downtown. What can you tell us about those two deals?
Well, we are getting ready to gear up for our biggest week in Pana with the Tri-County Fair and the Labor Day Parade. The Pana Tri-County Fair kickstarts tomorrow with the pageant. So we will have all of that starting, and that will go from Wednesday through Labor Day. So bunch of different features. I highly suggest, if anybody's interested, coming to the Pana Tri-County Fair, to check out their Facebook page. They have, they'll have posts that have the entire calendar for the week planned out on what the events are. And then they have separate posts that highlight just those special events. But I mean, anything from horse races to live music to demo derby to, I think this year they're having side-by-side races, which is new, I believe. But lots of different things in addition to just the fair itself. So I highly suggest that somebody, if they want to come to the fair, if they haven't been before, if they're returning guests, to check out their Facebook page and see what you want to go to. I know last night, my husband and I, we worked on our calendar for the fair, like what nights are we going to, because what events do we want to go see? So.
Well, and I know we'll be down there a time or two as well. Is it true that the Labor Day Parade is the largest downstate Labor Day Parade in Pana?
Yep, that's what we have always been told, is that our Labor Day Parade is the largest Labor Day Parade in downstate Illinois. It is a very big deal. A lot of people put in a lot of hard work to have that Labor Day Parade happen. I've been in the parade a few times for different things, over the years, and it's really neat. And a lot of the areas on the parade route, you'll see it'll be 10, 12 people deep. I mean, it really brings a lot of people. And I think that that's maybe something that we should talk about on our next segment next month is I'm going to pull some cell phone data and kind of see what crowd we have this year. I know last year it brought in around 10 to 11,000 people just for that one day. So Yeah. And then you can also kind of see where people were coming from as well. It's a very big event for us. I've never remembered, not going to the Labor Day parade. It's a tradition for so many people that either live in Pana or they have family members. And I would assume too, a lot of people just travel here, and it's, made their way into their own family traditions as well, even if they don't live here.
Sure. Well, Kirby, that sounds exciting. I'll be interested to hear about some cell phone data from you on that. But Kirby, thank you for joining us here today.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Of course. City of Pana Economic Development Director Kirby Kasner joining us here on the WTIM Morning Show.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville.
96.1 FM Taylorville.
107.5 FM Shelbyville.
107.9 FM Pana Nokomis.